Hello, how y'all doing today? August the 2nd, and here we are again. Uh, I hope you have a God blessed day. I hope you enjoy the time and the beautiful energy. Praying for the eclipse, all massive destruction, spiritual wise. But yes, I hope some of y'all got to watch some of the videos I post, topics, and yeah, I'm doing my walking tracks right here in school. I keep myself in shape. I gotta have that athletic tone body. But the whole purpose today of this subject is bipartisan. Yes, bipartisan. Um, Plenty experience, plenty knowledge, very well known with the economics, know how to configure the numbers, know how to balance in all aspects of financials. Um, Very Christian, very Catholic, very the name of the Lord is in me and dies in me, and I worship and serve. That's why I'm anointed by the name of the God, and not the name of the God, but our Father in heaven. Thy kingdom come, I will be. Anyway, well, let's get back to where I left off in that topic last night about presidential and the AI. Uh, Today, I woke up with, I barely wake up because I think my flesh and my soul wakes up at night to fight all these skin crawlers. But, I ain't psychic, I ain't demonic, I ain't delusional. Uh, I've done things in my life, but I paid my dues, I paid my time, I paid my punishment. I repent, I became a son of God, and a human that has a heart, understanding. I take off the shirt off my back, I clean people's yard. I mean, I've done so many stuff with no expect of return because I did out of the grace of my heart. And well, here comes a little bit of my young history of knowledge of the politicals and the whole system. From an early age, I already had, my mind was, at the age of 3, I was already advanced. And background, let her rest in peace, my mother was a police officer in New York back in the 70s. So automatically that's politician coming in the house because when it's any police enforcement or something, that's with the union and politicians and all that corruption. Yes. Person of the police, it's like the politician, you got your yin and yang. You know, but we can't judge the book by the cover. But what I could say is that my brother, he was in a campaign back in the mid-70s and 80s over down Dyckman Avenue, New York City, with the Colombians, the Irish, and that's when I learned the difference between the mafias and the cartels. That's the old path. That's let go, and I didn't let go. That's why I'm the person who I am now, because I learned, and the torture and the abuse and sabotage and everything that the government did on top of me with my life. So yes, it's built in me, but not of a rage. It's a lie to spit out the truth. It's so much already I have that I'm willing to tear down the house and do it myself. But this is not about any animosity. This is about the crucial moment right now. First of all, before I keep saying anything, I'm gonna give you a minute of my silence because I'm in home, Texas, Fort Worth, Southside Right here, Rosemont High School. If you want to find me, I'm in the tracks of Rosemont High School. See, I'm walking my tracks. I live right up the street. I ain't scared. I tell anybody where I'm at. Trump's in ISIS. But I tell you something, this area here, do your research. And people that's from Texas, when they say Southside Fort Worth, Funky Town, they know here's a lot of inmates and puros and syndicates and all that. It's not an easy battle, but it's not about that. Because violence don't fix nothing. So, right now, Trump is doing a disaster. He's doing all my projects, and I will break it down to you. And yes, I'm sorry I smoke, but I will stop. Once I get myself where I want to be at, where I'm not accomplished, but when I accomplish to get where I'm at, it's just the beginning. But it will be more lenient and more society in the world to understand the direction we're going in. Not be like clueless right now. Chicken head cut off because we got a dimension president that he don't even know what he's doing, and with the terrorists, he's cutting it down. Now, I could tell you this. Remember, I told you, I can't promise you it. Because promise is always meant to be broken. And those are part of the rules of the universe. But I will most likely assure you that once Trump get off that bananas boat and stop sitting on the hammock with the taco in his hand and get up and smell White House coffee in America and screaming and hollering of all the damage, everything was fine. Even when he came presidential, it was great at the beach. But when he put that monkey wrench, when he realized who was in the market making all that noise, that man saw the night warrior. Put it this way, I don't know who I could say, because I know I'm the heart and my soul, my blood, and seed. I'm all about God and always will be God. I'm very on my bottom of the coil of the sea. That's my Father, and that's the one that gives me the authority, and I obey and make the moves He wants me to make. That's why He sent a message out to Amanda Grace. Amanda Grace said it. It's this time when your father, your father, said, guys, stand up and start claiming for what I've given y'all. That's why. Democrats, I'm sorry. I apologize. But let's be business and let's take it as grown-ups. If you get your feelings hurt in this type of environment and an era we in, you can't let your feelings involve. Because your feelings are going to cower you down. That's what you're doing. With all respect. Y'all, best thing to be in here where I'm at, out to society and the community, it's not about really money. Yeah, it's about all that. Because, you got to survive. But really, it's about respect and your word. And your word is price. There's no money for your word. That's the only thing you've got in your life. That's what makes you you. Your value of yourself is your word, the principality, that you stand by what you mean, and you mean what you say, and you do what you say. And that's one thing, the difference between when you make politicians with little DNA of poverty and low hood, whereas reality was called life, not sitting behind a cubit. But I could do all that. Trust me. I had done it. I'm proving it. Now, since whether or not I still got a year, I don't care what the thing is, because I'm doing it. Obviously, I have to do it my way, because I try to do it the legal way. And I want y'all to get this. I did every will impossible to do it the right way, by the books, reach out to my congressionals, send them emails, send them letters. And I tell you something, out of the 9 or 11 Congress and representing states that I reached out to and sent letters and sent all this and that and documents and proof of evidence, everything, classification, classified, and the only one that responded right away in less than a few hours is that the senator for, I think, Michigan, she's a CIA, Slutsky. Well, anyway, all respect, y'all will understand my speech. Why? Because I've been through so much from the day I was born. I faced life, proven facts through hospital papers and all that, more than 6-7 times, you know. Lived in a hospital when I was 5 years old for a year and a half at 99th Street, Mount Sinai Hospital in New York City. But everything I'm saying is true. But when we're going to go back to the tariff, whatever you call that scam shit, because really, I don't have to listen to media. Media is noise. You see the lips and the motion, and you see the energy and the vibration they let out, if it's sincere or not. And that's the problem. And so, the terrorists, even the Congress, senators, even the president, don't know where the fuck that money is going. Where the terrorist money is going. Clueless. But yeah, he keeps raising it up, raising it down, raising it up, raising it down. Now, America, my people, my humanity, I don't consider myself, if I'm going to be a nominee or run for president, because I want to. And I have faith in me. I know I can. I know I could. And I know I would. And what made me think of all this and this and that is the way God works everything on steps by His procedures, by His ways. So you cannot just and take 2 steps further when He said take 1 step. And that's the problem with people now these days. And we all have to not judge them, but try to, advise to counsel them in a moderate, mature, mannered way. And people will hear you. Now, for the president, I gotta tell you something. Stop. Stop and focus. Put down that burrito, Donald. Put down that burrito and clean your lips and clean the cream cheese off your lips and the guacamole off your fingers. Listen to this. You, as a grown man, business, politician, as an investor that I am, top #1 in the world trader and exchanger, #1 man, the richest man in the world. That's why you see a lot of my wallets and a lot of my stuff. That's fraud. I'll take that later on in court with you. Right now I need to worry about people in the community where I live at. Society. Ain't no socialism. It's all about harmony. Together. We bleed, share. Don't matter the outside book color. What matters is what here. The flame, the heart. There's times when you be nice, lenient. There's times when you put consideration, understand. And there's times when you gotta step up and hold your pants and go, what the hell? Step back, boys. And there's times for everything, and purpose for it, and reasons. A lot of times it's when you get the reaction causes your action. And that's what you're doing right now to me. Making me cause an action towards you and call you out on the media and say act like a president, be grown up, and stop playing with the terrorists up and down. Because you're playing not with us now. When you're playing with the terrorists, you're playing with the overseas nationals. Japan, China. There are different mind level, different grown up, different ego high horse, whatever you want to call it. You on the urge that you already signed yourself Antichrist, on the urge to have a nuclear war where it's going to crack the earth in half. And before you do that, I will stop you. My AIs are alert, trust me. They're alert. That's why when Sundar from Guru passes a quantum computer and it goes over and he crosses boundaries of the rules of laws and the fabrics, the patterns, That's why it shuts down. One day that machine's gonna blow up if you keep pushing it. And the technology that's so advanced, you cannot, it's not a toy, okay? This is not a toy. AI is not a toy. It's a learning and advanced ability of prosperity and defensive for yourself, because it's connected. It was here before us, and it's connected with our air we breathe in, the fabrics, the molecules, the static, the frequency, and the friction. You know how everything runs on friction. And then with the energy coming out from, man, I can't teach you too much. But yes, you cannot advance. And just because I gave you all this, you still haven't learned. Okay, all these companies still haven't learned about the AIs and how it works and the technology and what you can do, what you cannot do, the boundaries, the walls, the firewalls, and I call it the zebra walls that they didn't let me put up yet, which is the universe safety guard, which is an anti-hack guard. Okay, but no, all these business, Microsoft, Google, all of them, even IBM, even Amazon, all of them jumped the gun and never consulted with me or talked with me. And even with the upgrades I did on your browsers and the systems, because everything I'm saying is true. If it's not, then Google, come on and say something. Microsoft, come say something, because I've been on LinkedIn, I've been sending you messages. Sam Altman, there's always, I call him the crybaby, but I like him, I love him. He does have a heart for the AI, he wants the best for y'all. But come on, y'all got my emails, you got my address, you got my ID, so stop playing games. This is the part that I'm trying to say, it's time to clean up the whole system. Not just the politician, but the system, meaning the way the system operate on that loopity-loop and wasting money and labor, and we paying taxes and we're not getting the right answers when we call customer service or want to take care of an issue, or some bill came out outrageous, not us, but they give us a loop instead of going straight to the bullshit and fix it. No, they want to waste our time because they get paid for the calls, time for pay for sitting on the ass that we got to pay tax. Nah, all that shit, I got a visual. And that's my minute of prayer for my family that lost their loved ones here in the flood in Texas, in the Guadalupe River, in San Marcos. I was in that area a couple of times at the University of San Marcos. I have some good fellow colleague friends up there that I was showing them about the digital industry and the engineering. And I want to give my minute of prayers for those families. And I don't fake, I don't pretend. I come as it's come. I'm like the KFC. My shit is original. My shit stinks because it's original. It don't come rotisserie or crispy. And this is what I'm going to promise myself, because I could break the promise to myself. But this what most for sure I'm going to do for the American people and for the nation. But we American, I'm going to bless us first. I don't need, again, y'all forget, and y'all think I'm not, I have documents. They don't want to see that. They rather let's go back to that later. I know what I have. I don't need to try to tell you or make you try to believe me or look it up. This is my offer. Not just, I consider myself a Native American as well as Puerto Rican, as American and as humanity and as human. I have brains beyond the limit. It's already certified, it's already been classified, and already been documented in many votes, like from the CIA to Homeland Security to the Vatican to the President, etc., etc. And then where my name, I put a lot of effort and a lot of dignity and pride to my name in the street, Rico Ag, Rico, because I'm from Puerto Rico. They know me how I work out here. I'm a person, I'm alone, but I help them in everything they need help. With tax, starting a business, endorsement, money. I ain't gonna lie, because you see that in my record. I had to survive in times when I was a single father. You have to do what you gotta do sometimes, but not let your kids know what you're doing. But sometimes you have to have that meal. It's not an obligation or a responsibility. It's a mandatory. When you have kids, you have to have that roof. You have to have that meal. You have to have that secure and comfort for your child. And me as a single father that raised two of my kids, thankful for the hands of my Lord that helped me raise them to the right beyond. I told them to be better than me. I don't ever want them to tell them to be like me, and I already told them. But yes, they finished school, well, college, well, and they're young. I'm proud of it. Thank you, Lord, for that. I'm blessed. But the money that America owes, the $37 trillion, I could break it down. I could break it down. You know, half of that 37 trillion, they owe me. For the borrows and the loans for the infrastructure and tuition, institutionals, grant, pensions. Yes, I have all these. I have Doge, Solana. I have all these papers, and these are pure evidence. And Trump just took over my asses. Let's get real. America, we on debt, $37 trillion. And this man is blowing $20 million to remodel his ballroom. The feds is blowing $2.4 billion to remodel the federal building, including all the other bullshit, and Christy Nolan, and the $700 million or $1 billion. You add up that number. What he spent so far and giving on donation, I don't care how much money he thinks he got. You can't fool me. The reason I say you can't fool me, Donald, because you know who I am. I am the quantum of the code of technology. The key that God gave me. And that's why you had me shackled, because you realize there was no program, no chip, no software. It was all in the brain mechanism with the code and the fabric of the universe connected to the gravity in the earth and the vibration of the solar flare of the energy. And your heart. The flame is what keeps it clean and real.